How can I lose weight? That is probably the most frequently asked question I get as a personal trainer. It'll be females, males, it doesn't really matter. But it's a loaded question because losing weight for one person is going to be different compared to losing weight for another person. So, usually, um, a female wanting to lose weight, they're wanting to tone their muscles, they're wanting to drop dress size. Um, Guys wanting to lose weight are wanting to get also more tone, but a little more cut, and maybe wanting to build a little more strength than the females tend to. However, there are some similarities, and one of the most important things in losing weight is really diving into what you really want to accomplish with it because it'll determine how you structure your whole program. So, in general, the most common reason why people are wanting to lose weight is they're trying to lose body fat. They're trying to improve their body composition. So they're trying to increase lean muscle mass and they're trying to decrease body fat. They do kind of go hand in hand, but they do act separately. So you can drop body fat and muscle mass won't change at all. And then vice versa, you can change muscle mass and body fat won't change at all. Uh, so, in general, trainers will assume you usually mean, well, you want to lose weight, you want to lose body fat. So, they'll get them on a strength training program. And that's also one of the best things that they can do um, compared to what the average Joe would usually do. Usually, the average Joe who joins a gym and not sign up with a trainer, they'll just run. Um, January, February, the New Year's resolutioners come around any gym, they'll pack it full of the treadmills, and then after March, usually the treadmills are kind of a ghost town, and it's the regular crew that's in there lifting still. They're the ones seeing the results. Not to say the treadmills are bad, but in order for you to get your goal at losing weight, aka burning body fat and building your specific amount of muscle mass. Usually for gals, it's a little less, guys, it's more. Um, you only want to use a treadmill for a warm up for your weights. And you'll also want to do some cardio in addition, but you can't neglect the weights. Um, so good, you're not the average Joe now that you have this bit of information. Now you know you need to lift some weights and do some cardio. So, how do you go about doing that? Um, I would look at it on a week to weeks time frame. So Sunday, you can always say it's your rest day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is going to be your strength training day. That's going to be where you lift legs and arms and do some ab work. Um, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday are going to be your cardio days. That's where you do 30, 60, maybe 90 minutes of cardio. Or maybe if you really, really want to hit it, you'll do like 30 to 60 in the morning on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then 30 to 60 in the evening after your work shift. Or if one of those days is your off day, maybe it's morning and afternoon when you do those cardios. Um, One of the things that two cardios in a day will really help with is curbing your appetite. If you're exercising 2 times a day, it's really going to help um, curb your appetite for food, and that's also going to help with your satiation. If you are not um, working out too much, you can do a lot of recreational eating. If you know you got a workout coming up in the morning, you're not going to overeat as much the night before, typically. Um, and then if you also know you got another cardio coming up after your first one, you're not going to tend to overindulge and have like a big lunch after that cardio. I still might mess up the dinner and have a little too much, but it's really going to help overall with the portion sizes. Um, so The only other thing that you want to be aware of to take you one step further above even the average person with the average trainer is how much weights are you actually lifting? Um, One of the problems I saw with a lot of the trainers at a lot of the different gyms I've worked at over the years has been trainers will train their clients like how they train. So typically you'll see like a thick arm dude trainer with a female trainer wanting to lose weight. And sometimes you'll even hear that female complain, I like how I feel, I like how strong I am, but my arms are too big. Well, you're kind of lifting just like your trainer is. So don't put the brakes on strength training totally, but maybe you don't do so many pull-ups. Maybe you just stick with lying pull-ups. Maybe you don't do heavy rows or heavy bench press. Maybe you just do light knee push-ups, burpees, um, but you don't get that strong strain with the heavy weights, because then that'll, for the female wanting to lose weight and not put on so much mass, you got to balance the strength training. Not all the trainers see that. So you got 3 levels of weight loss. You got you're 0, you're not doing anything. Well, where are you? 1 to 3? Your ones, you're gonna hit the treadmill, you're gonna jog, you're gonna sweat a lot, you're gonna lose a lot of water weight, and then you're gonna create a glycogen deficit and stay about the same weight, maybe even gain some weight. Then you got the level 2. You got the people who are doing the cardio and their strength training. They're really going to burn more body fat, change their body composition more. But then you got maybe the females who are upset with gaining too much mass. Usually it's in the arms. Sometimes it's in the legs. Some girls don't want a big booty or thick thighs. So you just got to lay off the weights. You can't do as heavy a weights as your trainer has been making you do. I forgot to mention the guys. The negative on the guys lifting too much weights. They get too bulky. Some guys get bulky really quick. The mesomorphs put on muscle mass very quick. And if they are getting too heavy and their BMI is getting up too high, they're not going to be able to perform as an athlete. They're going to start sucking wind too quick. You'll see it a lot in MMA, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, or any sport like soccer. You don't see too many bodybuilding looking guys out on the field because they'll gas. They might be great for a minute or 5 minutes, but they can't stay fresh and perform at a high level with that much mass. So at what point do you want to say, well, that's enough mass, let's just start balancing it right here. This much strength, this much endurance, and maybe body weight is right around here. The other factor in level 2 is the trainer will have programs for you. You follow this program almost kind of blindly. They'll extrapolate reps for you to do, and this is such a common method of, usually it's, hope to God it's unintentionally hurting your clients, because we're not mechanical, right? So you should never follow a program. Don't follow a program. Work with your trainer 1, 2, or 3 times a week, and you take ownership of what feels right. If you're having an off day and you do some exercise specific warm-ups, let's say you're doing back squats, always do some with just body weight. Then put on the bar. Don't just throw on what you're supposed to throw on and knock out reps at 135, 185, 225. You got to warm up, and then you got to have your exercise specific warm-ups. So again, in that level 2 of losing body weight, losing body fat, cutting out the injuries is real important. And not a lot, your average trainer is not that good at it. Your great trainers, the trainers who do it for a living and for the long term, they're going to know how to prevent injuries a lot better, and they're going to also know how to help you recover from your injuries so you can continue training. There is some truth to, you know, no pain, no gain. You can't prevent all the injuries. You have to be willing to work through some of them. Well, picking your trainer's brain or working with your trainer on how to go through, work around these injuries is going to be real important for you to get to that third level, that the most proficient level of achieving your fitness goals. And if your goal is losing weight, balancing the strength with the cardio, but then now how much strength and how much cardio? What injuries are we trying to prevent? What injuries are you most likely to get? And if you do, and if you do it long enough, you probably will get some sort of substantial injury. How do you work around it? Um, so, in a nutshell, that's how you lose weight. Or, in general, how you lose body fat. Hope this helps, and looking forward to making some more videos.